presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Nation celebrates 77th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists national flag and addresses the nation from ramparts of Red Fort in Delhi. Prime Minister says India has democracy, demography and diversity, and this Triveni has the potential to make every dream of India come true. Government to launch Vishwakarma Yojana next month for those with traditional skills. Prime Minister announces to increase number of Jan Aushadhi Kendras from 10,000 to 25,000. And in sports, Indian Grandmaster Vidit Gujrathi beat Ian Nepomniachtchi of Russia 2-0 to enter quarterfinals of FIDE Chess World Cup in Baku, Azerbaijan. And now the news in detail. The nation celebrates its 77th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisted the national flag and addressed the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort in Delhi. In his address, the Prime Minister said that India has demography, democracy and diversity, and this Triveni has the potential to make every dream of India come true.
हमारा सौभाग्य है कुछ ऐसी चीजें हमारे पास हैं जो हमारे पूर्वजों ने हमें विरासत में दी है और वर्तमान कालखंड ने गढ़ी है। आज हमारे पास डेमोग्राफी है, आज हमारे पास डेमोक्रेसी है, आज हमारे पास डाइवर्सिटी है। डेमोग्राफी, डेमोक्रेसी और डाइवर्सिटी की ये त्रिवेणी भारत के हर सपने को साकार करने का सामर्थ्य रखती। आज पूरे विश्व में वहाँ देशों की उम्र ढल रही है, तो भारत युवान की तरफ ऊर्जावान होकर के बढ़ रहा है। कितने बड़े गौरव का कालखंड है कि आज 30 साल की कम आयु की जनसंख्या दुनिया में सर्वाधिक कहीं है, तो ये मेरे भारत माँ की गोद में है।
Mr. Modi said India has an opportunity during this first year of Amrit Kal to dedicate the lives and works towards scripting the next 1,000 years. He said India's rise and development is resulting in a renewed global confidence in the country. The Prime Minister said India's progress is not only fueled by big cities like Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai, but the youth of Tier 2 cities are also creating an equal impact in the progress of the nation. Mr. Modi told the youth that there is no dearth of opportunities and the country is ready to give them as many opportunities as they want. Mr. Modi said the country stands with Manipur. He said in the past few weeks, during the period of violence in the northeast, especially in Manipur, many people lost their lives and the honour of mothers and daughters suffered a lot. The Prime Minister said peace is slowly returning to the region.
पिछले कुछ सप्ताह नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, विशेषकर मणिपुर में और हिंदुस्तान के भी अन्य कुछ भागों में, लेकिन विशेषकर मणिपुर में जो हिंसा का दौर चला, कई लोगों को अपना जीवन खोना पड़ा, मां बेटियों के सम्मान के साथ खिलवाड़ हुआ, लेकिन कुछ दिनों से लगातार शांति की खबरें आ रही हैं। देश मणिपुर के लोगों के साथ है। देश मणिपुर के लोगों को पिछले कुछ दिनों से जो शांति बनाए रखी है, उस शांति के पर्व को आगे बढ़ाएं और शांति से ही समाधान का रास्ता निकलेगा और राज्य और केंद्र सरकार मिलकर के उन समस्याओं के समाधान के लिए भरपूर प्रयास कर रही है, करती रहेगी।
The Prime Minister remembered and bowed down to all the people who have contributed and sacrificed in the freedom struggle of the country. He said today, on the 15th of August, the nation is celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of revolutionary leader Sri Aurobindo. Mr. Modi said the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Dayanand Saraswati, 500th birth anniversary of Rani Durgavati, and the 525th anniversary of the Bhakti movement icon Mirabai is also this year. He said 140 crore family members, the world's biggest democracy and now the world's biggest in terms of population, are celebrating the festival of freedom today. The Prime Minister said reform, perform and transform are changing the country. He said the potential of 140 crore countrymen is visible in shaping the changing world order. Mr. Modi said after COVID-19 pandemic, a new world order, a new geopolitical equation is taking shape and the definition of geopolitics is changing. He said every expert of the world are claiming that India is unstoppable. Mr. Modi said every rating agency of the world is commending India. He said India's biggest capability is trust, people's trust in government, in country's bright future, and world's trust in India. The Prime Minister said ball is in our court and we should not let go of opportunity. He said India is hosting G20 summit and several G20 events are being held across the country.
मैं पिछले दिनों G20 समिट में बाली गया था और बाली में दुनिया के समृद्ध देश, दुनिया के विकसित देश भी उनके मुखिया मुझे भारत की डिजिटल इंडिया की सफलता के लिए बारीकियों से जानने के लिए इच्छुक थे। हर कोई इसका सवाल पूछता था और जब मैं उनको कहता था कि भारत ने जो कमाल किया है ना, वो दिल्ली, मुंबई, चेन्नई तक सीमित नहीं है। भारत ने जो कमाल कर रहा है, मेरे टियर 2, टियर 3 सिटी के युवा भी आज मेरे देश का भाग्य गढ़ रहे हैं। छोटे-छोटे स्थान के मेरे नौजवान।
Mr. Modi said the world is now watching India's diversity and capabilities with great enthusiasm. He said every moment of the governance and every rupee is going towards the welfare of the citizens. The Prime Minister said the government and citizens are united with the same spirit of nation first, which will create the biggest impact. He said after COVID pandemic, holistic healthcare is the need of the hour. Mr. Modi said yoga, Ayush are being acknowledged globally. He said today the world is technology driven and the coming times will be impacted by technology and India will play a crucial role in it.
आज मेरे युवाओं ने दुनिया में पहले 3 स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम में भारत को स्थान दिला दिया है। विश्व के युवाओं को अचंबा हो रहा है भारत के इस सामर्थ्य को लेकर के, भारत की इस ताकत को देख करके। आज दुनिया टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन है और आने वाला युग टेक्नोलॉजी से प्रभावित रहने वाला है और तब टेक्नोलॉजी में भारत की जो टैलेंट है उसकी एक नई भूमिका रहने वाली है।
The Prime Minister said when his government came to power in 2014, India was at the 10th position in the global economic system. He said today, with the efforts of 140 crore Indians, India has reached the 5th position. Mr. Modi said the demon of corruption that has taken the country in its clutches, his government stopped leakages and created a strong economy. He said in 5 years, over 13.5 crore poor people came out of poverty and became a part of neo-middle and middle classes. The Prime Minister announced that government will launch Vishwakarma scheme with allocation of 13,000 to 15,000 crore rupees next month for those with traditional skills.
आने वाली विश्वकर्मा जयंती पर एक कार्यक्रम हम लागू करेंगे। इस विश्वकर्मा जयंती पर हम करीब 13-15 हजार करोड़ रुपया से जो परंपरागत कौशल्य से रहने वाले लोग, जो औजार से और अपने हाथ से काम करने वाला वर्ग है, ज्यादातर ओबीसी समुदाय से, हमारे सुथार हो, हमारे सोनार हो, हमारे राजमिस्त्री हो, हमारे कपड़े धोने वाले काम करने वाले लोग हो, हमारे बाल काटने वाले भाई परिवार हो, ऐसे लोगों को एक नई ताकत देने के लिए हम आने वाले महीने में विश्वकर्मा जयंती पर विश्वकर्मा योजना लॉन्च करेंगे और करीब 13-15 हजार करोड़ से उसका प्रारंभ करेंगे।
Mr. Modi also announced that the government will increase the number of Jan Aushadhi Kendras from 10,000 to 25,000.
जन औषधि केंद्रों ने देश के सीनियर सिटीजन, देश के मध्यम वर्गीय परिवार को एक नई ताकत दी है। जिस संयुक्त परिवार में अगर किसी को एक डायबिटीज जैसा हो जाए, 2-3 हजार रुपया दवाई का बिल स्वाभाविक हो जाता है। हमने जन औषधि केंद्र से जो दवाई बाजार में 100 रुपए में मिलती है, वो 10 रुपया, 15 रुपया, 20 रुपए में दी और आज देश में 1000 जन औषधि केंद्रों से मेरे इन बीमारी में जिनको दवाई की जरूरत थी, ऐसे लोगों के करीब 20,000 करोड़ रुपया उनके जेब में बचा है और ये ज्यादातर मध्यम वर्ग के परिवार के लोग हैं। लेकिन आज उसकी सफलता को देखते हुए मैं देशवासियों को कहना चाहता हूं, अब देश में 10,000 जन औषधि केंद्र से हम 25,000 जन औषधि केंद्र का लक्ष्य लेकर के आने वाले दिनों में काम करने वाले हैं।
Mr. Modi thanked the mothers, sisters and daughters of the country for their capability. He also thanked the farmers for their efforts as India is moving ahead in the agriculture sector. The Prime Minister thanked the workers and labourers for their contribution as India is moving to modernity. He said the world has still not recovered from corona and the war has given rise to another crisis. Mr. Modi said today the world is facing the crisis of inflation and it has the entire global economy in its clutches. He said India made all efforts to control inflation. The Prime Minister said government taking every step to ease the burden on the citizens and will continue to take more steps. He said India is working on renewable energy, green hydrogen, from deep-sea exploration to the space sector. Mr. Modi said modernization of railways is going on with Vande Bharat and bullet trains and metro connectivity is increasing.
मेरे प्यारे परिवारजनों, आज देश अनेक क्षमताओं को लेकर के आगे बढ़ रहा है. देश आधुनिकता की तरफ आगे बढ़ने के लिए काम कर रहा है. आज देश रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी पे काम कर रहा है. आज देश ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन पे काम कर रहा है. देश की स्पेस पे क्षमता बढ़ रही है तो देश की डीप सी मिशन में भी सफलता के साथ आगे चल रहा है. देश में रेल आधुनिक हो रही है तो वंदे भारत बुलेट ट्रेन भी आज देश के अंदर काम कर रही है. गांव-गांव पक्की सड़कें बन रही है तो इलेक्ट्रिक बसें, मेट्रो की रचना भी आज देश में हो रहे हैं. आज गांव-गांव तक इंटरनेट पहुंच रहा है तो क्वांटम कंप्यूटर के लिए भी देश तय कर रहता है. नैनो यूरिया, नैनो डीएपी उस पर काम हो रहा है तो दूसरी तरफ जैविक खेती पर भी हम बल दे रहे हैं. आज
Mr. Modi said the one thing that will take the country forward is women-led development. Mr. Modi said today, we can proudly say that India has the maximum number of pilots in civil aviation and women scientists are leading the Chandrayaan mission. He said G20 countries are also recognizing the importance of women-led development. The Prime Minister said India's track record shows that when Indians dedicate themselves towards one vision, they achieve the goals before time. He said India achieved 200 crore COVID vaccination. Our country is the fastest in rolling out 5G. The goals of renewable energy of 2030 were met in 2021-22. 20% ethanol blending target was met 5 years before time, and target of $500 billion in export was also met before time. Mr. Modi said discussions were going on since last 25 years that the country need a new parliament building. In sports, Indian Grandmaster Vidit Gujrathi secured a remarkable victory at the FIDE Chess World Cup in Baku, Azerbaijan. Vidit Gujrathi advanced to the quarterfinals after defeating Russian chess master Ian Nepomniachtchi 2-0, while Harika Dronavali lost in the quarters. In a long and tough match, Alexandra Garyachakina defeated Indian player Harika in an intense game and has advanced to meet Tan Zongi in the semi-finals. Vidit has joined 3 other Indian grandmasters in the quarterfinals. Earlier Grandmaster R. Pragyanand orchestrated one of the biggest upsets of the ongoing FIDE World Cup as he eliminated American Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura in the tie-breakers. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastava.
Thank you, Anuja. Hindustan Times reports about the stage all set for a grand Independence Day celebration today. Around 1,800 people from different vocations, along with their spouses from across India, will be part of the celebrations at Red Fort as special guests. Citing the President's speech on the eve of the Independence Day and quoting her, the Indian Express states, "Identity as citizen of India above caste, creed, region." Battered by rain, Himachal crumbles, 48 lives lost in day, 13 in Shimla alone, writes the Tribune. The paper adds Army NDRF joint state machinery for rescue. After Moon ISRO gearing up to launch mission to study Sun, states the Hindu. And finally, Big B as host, KBC remains the fastest finger first even after 23 years, notes the Financial Express. With that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Vaibhav. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Nation celebrates 77th Independence Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoists national flag and addresses the nation from ramparts of Red Fort in Delhi. Prime Minister says India has democracy, demography and diversity, and this Triveni has the potential to make every dream of India come true. Government to launch Vishwakarma Yojana next month for those with traditional skills. Prime Minister announces to increase number of Jan Aushadhi Kendras from 10,000 to 25,000. And in sports, Indian Grandmaster Vidit Gujrathi beat Ian Nepomniachtchi of Russia 2-0 to enter quarterfinals of FIDE Chess World Cup in Baku, Azerbaijan. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsoneir.gov.in. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.